Aloha. I am in a car in Utah. I thought we were done with Utah, but God said no. So I'm back here. It's actually snowing, so that was a pleasant reminder. I'm on my way to Ogden, Utah, to God's place to do a training, a learn and launch with pastors Shannon and Nancy Schreier. And they're very good friends of ours, and we've known them for a long time. And Tim and I have invested years in Utah, so it's kind of cool to get back here. I want to talk to you, though. I had a dream about Disney before. In fact, it was when I got back here, flew back in here, that I remembered that I'd had a dream before we ever moved down to Texas. And the dream about Disney was I was on like a skyscraper. I was at the top of a big building, and there was a tidal wave. It was water was coming, and it was crawling like up the floors of the building. So I knew that there was, it was increasing, and I knew that it was a move. I knew it was something that was overwhelming and overtaking. And I looked over, and I could see the airport from this tall building, and there was only one plane, only one airplane that I could see, and it was a hot pink Disneyland airplane. And I knew that that's what it was because on the side of the plane, in those big bubbly white letters, it said Disneyland. And people were all trying to get to higher spaces because they could see the water rising. And the Disney plane tried to take off, okay? It tried to take off, and when it did, it thought it could escape this move, this water, this, tsunami that was coming. And when it took off, the water, a wave, like jumped up and caught the back end of that plane and brought it down. And I've said this before, I think on a earlier, one of those, things that I do like now. and I thought, oh my gosh, this is happening. This is happening. So it made me realize that we're on target here. This is coming down. Anybody that, any organization, any kind of, a thing that has been plotting evil or trying to take over is coming down. It won't escape the wave of God that is sweeping right now over our country, over our world, over our nation, and over evil. And then this morning, Tim had this dream. We're on our way up to Ogden, and he had a dream, and in the dream he had been hanging out with Kenneth Copeland, and years ago we got to know about Kenneth Copeland, and being in Dallas and all, and but it was all about positive, like faith and scriptures, and remember and call to mind and make sure that you know that God is for you and with you. And he said he was hanging up scriptures or plaques, like decorative plaques on the wall. Tim was in this dream about hope. And he said specifically, he hung up one in the hallway, that in the hallway represents transition places. And he hung up a plaque in the hallway, and it said, surely, quickly, the God of peace will surely and quickly powder Satan underneath your feet. So there is a God thing happening right now. There is something going on with God. He is literally now moving in, taking over, being God, doing things that we're not able to do. We can only do so much, but people are positioned. We are in places that we need to be in order to take down evil. Okay, so we have that authority, and we talk about that a lot, and that we just show up and God shows up, and then all of a sudden Satan has no place. He's got no plan. He's got nothing he can do, because Jesus said be of good cheer. In fact, the other morning I woke up and I was all troubled about so many things, and God said, hey, will you just be of good cheer? I have overcome the world. And so I wanted to encourage you with that today, because I feel like that we're moving very quickly into a overwhelming, undeniable move of God that is going to take down Disney, take down things that are crippling, compromising, hurting, trying to mess up, our children, especially. There's always been this thing about, wanting to get rid of the kids. I mean, when you think about when Jesus was coming, being born the first time in Matthew 1 and 2, there was a Herod spirit, get rid of the kids, get rid of the children. Well, that's not going to happen, because you've got too many people now who are standing up going, we're not putting up with this. We're not just going to put up with this. So anyway, I'm doing training on Learn and Launch. We're going to go right into places. We've already got a number of places that we'll be training and going into. In May, I'm going to be in Seattle, be a Seattle Revival Center, which is an old stomping ground for me when we lived on the Oregon coast. So there's a lot of things for Utah that God is getting ready to do. I mean, we flew in here and we said, this place is different. Something's going on. So I'm excited. I'm kind of like, hey, I'm on a journey to see what this is going to look like. So anyway, I wanted to say God bless you. If you have not got my book, Words That Work, go to my website, cindymcgill.org, and get Words That Work and read it. I'm getting a lot of people that go, oh yeah, I've got the book, I just haven't read it. Read the book, read it. And it's going to help you, because it's got all kinds of things in there that will help you with today's culture. All right? So it's important. Anyway, and if you can make it to a Learn and Launch, we're going to do another one. We've got one scheduled. I have to go back and look at my calendar. I'm in the car. We got another one scheduled though, but it's going to be good. And I want y'all to realize that it's not over. It's just starting. And God's kids have a big part to play in what's happening. And we're going to see him do exceeding abundant above anything we've ever dreamed up or thought possible. So I wanted to tell you my Disney dream, because it's happening. And I think it's a time. It's like a time. It's an appointed time. It's something that God brought to my mind again to say, you remember the dream I gave you about that? This is happening right now. The wave is increasing. All right. God bless you guys. And I'll talk with you soon. Okay, bye.